And welcome, fans, to session 14 of the Camp Zombie live stream. My name is Kyle Gentry. This is my live stream. It's my character design live stream to showcase how I create characters for characters, environments, and props for an animated show that I created called Camp Zombie. It's a little bit of a different week this time. This week, I'm going to take and redesign the costuming. We're going to take a little break from the background that I was doing last week for a week or two, and it's going to be a shorter session tonight, probably 40 minutes to an hour. But I noticed a few weeks ago that there was a show that was already on, like being YouTube and things like that, smaller company, that was similar enough that I felt the need to do a redesign for the costuming. It's not the same in any way, but the theme of it is kind of the same. I have different characters, and the idea for mine is very different. So we're going to take that as an opportunity to learn, and this is just one of the bumps in the road. It happens on regular shows. Some other studio is developing something similar to what you're developing, and you got to create something that stands apart. So that's what we're going to do today. So welcome, and we'll get started, and it'll be a lot of fun. So I hope you guys are having a good night. So this is the characters as they stand now. There's the main character Venny, his best friend Donna, Turo, the one of his other friends that's the enthusiast on zombies, Sheila, who's the camp exchange camper from Australia, Terry Ann, who's one of the counselors, she's kind of a mid counselor, pain in the butt. Big Dealy Neely, Wheelie Big Dealy Neely is remember him from last week and from a few weeks back. He is the airboat / bus driver for the camp. Used to be a race car driver. Got Mr. Edsel, who is Donna's uncle, and he's a former camper here, and he is now the head counselor and assistant caretaker of the camp, or assistant director of the camp. Director Scratchell, who runs the camp, he's kind of the main villain, sort of directly responsible for the zombie turning into a zombie back in the 80s. And then you've got Ben Lurkin, or just Lurkin, and his design. His design isn't going to change because he's not at all, he's completely unique, so I like the way he came out. He's not going to change at all. So we're going to go in and going to keep the body's the same, the face is the same, everything. I'm even going to keep the hats the same, but I really need to change the costuming a little bit to be less Boy Scout-ish. So that's what we're going to do. And as you can see, I've already mocked up Venny here with his old costume. And costume redesign is super easy. A lot of game companies and animation companies do this. They'll have like the ideal version of the shape, and then they can just redo the costume over and over and over again as many times as they need until they get what they like. You just get your basic hero position, which he's kind of in right now, and just go off of that. And I'm using the finalized colored version of him that I designed about a month back. So we're going to move him up a little bit. There we go. Okay. So basically, we're just going to draw. It's just going to have fun and draw. Let me get rid of I was working on my McMorbid leads today. I'm working on that set pretty hardcore, trying to get them done. Let's go to the standard color set. There we go. All right. So the idea is to still represent the camp in a fun way. But ooh, that's not dark enough. Needs to be darker than that. Let me take down my edit, the layer I'm going off of. There we go. All right, so I'm keeping this, like I said, keeping the same body type of position and shape and all that. And we're just gonna rough, maybe try making the sleeves a little longer. Maybe we'll go for like a golf kind of shirt. I messed up that area already. Let's try this again. There's a flow-through line right here that I have to be responsible for, and I think this helped me catch that mistake too, because that shoulder came in too far. So shoulder line is going to be about here. Keep the short sleeves there. Maybe put a little cuff at the bottom. it's a golf style shirt, then there'll be a collar, you know. And I'm just going to do a couple until we camp logo there, until we figure out, you know, what we want. This might be too much. This might be better for the counselors. We'll see. I like being able to go back and revisit characters anyway. Yeah, not too bad. Let's maybe give him jeans with cuffs. Let's bring the cuffs up a little bit so we can see his spindly little ankles. And keep his shoes the same. I like the tennis shoes. Bring the opacity back up again. And again, I'll say it again, as I say every week, if there's any questions or anything like that, please feel free to ask. Let's darken up some lines. Now that I've figured out what I'm trying to do, let's darken up the lines just a bit. You know, again, it's just like before, having fun. Just figuring it out. One change that I may make to the head director is he's wearing like the most hideous Argyle shorts you've ever seen, because I forget what people over a certain age dress like in Florida. And yeah, we really need to play off of that. You know, there's the largest number of retirees in the United States in this state, so I need to, you know, maybe the counselor Scratch, or director Scratchel retired here back in the 80s, and he's still here, and he's still old, and, you know, still trying to... He handed off the management duties to Mr. Edsel. So that's one idea. That's one idea. It's okay. I think we can do better. So we're going to take that away, keep the same body shape, add another layer, and just do it again. Just keep going. Like the idea of shorts, maybe give him cargo shorts. And a t-shirt. If this goes quickly, what I'll do is I'll just start working on the final again for him, get the final fixed up. This presents an interesting quandary, because even though I was thinking of it at the back of my mind, it shows you, like, okay, I have to think about, you know, how far his hair comes down. You know, things like that. If this is, you know, do I want that much of his neck? I don't know, how much of an egg do I want him to look like? And, you know, probably want to make his hair just a little bit longer right here. Right there. Yeah, just like that. And I'll fix that in the final, regardless of whatever I do. Or I make the collar go back up again. you know, instead of the kerchief, we just bring the collar way up, which is fine. You know, it's my drawing. I can do what I want with it. I like keeping the drawing underneath, at least in this instance, the old one, because it gives me an idea of where the belt is and, you know, where the waistline is, because he's an odd-shaped character. I'm liking the idea of a t-shirt. I like that. Maybe he's always getting yelled at because he doesn't tuck it in. Yeah, there we go. He's already got the logo on his hat. I'll put it on here, but I may actually put the cabin number. Maybe that's how they identify their cabin numbers. Like it's... We'll see. Not quite there yet. That's not exactly centered, is it? That's just a rough anyway, but... Yeah, I think I like that. I think I like the way that's going a bit. I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, he looks like a golf caddy in that one, so we're not going to use that. Let's just go with a standard t-shirt at the moment. If we need to change it later on, we can. So, alright. So I'm going to ink this up, and then I'll do the same thing for the other characters to see what kind of little twists that maybe I can do for those. I can't get rid of the old. Oops. Let me do this. I didn't mean to get rid of the feet. There we go. Alright. Inky inky. There we go. There's my brush. Always correcting later on, no biggie. Rather overdraw. Talked about that before too, just overdraw some of those lines and worry about the excess later. Let's give that a better angle. Do a couple of scrunches in his shirt. If anything, he's kind of more adorable now, honestly. in my opinion. Careful where I put that line too, because I don't want to have to repaint too much of him. Which I was trying to copy and paste as best I could. Oops. And I did get my Camp Zombie t-shirt in that I promised you guys I'd show you. Just needs to be cleaned. I'll bring it up for the video next week so you can see what it looks like. Came out pretty good. Size and everything are fine from the company I got it from Teespring. Quality is as good or better than Redbubble, in my opinion. Yeah, that's working good. I like that. Okay. Not too drastic a change. I'm not looking to make it a completely different, thing. But do I want the 13 or do I want the... for right now, I'll do the thumbs up. And putting t-shirts on the kids allows me to change their color just barely so they don't have to have the same colored uniform. Maybe there's a selection of shirts the kids get when they come to the camp. Nice. All right. Yeah, that works. I like it. I like it a lot. All right. Let's put him up top. That's his head. I'm going to take and blur just down a little bit for some of this stuff right here, so I don't have to repaint that all over again. All right. All right. Yeah, that's not too bad. That is not too bad. Okay. All right, let's see now what color. Let me look at the color of what he had, because I can keep the same colors for the most part, because the colors weren't the problem. Okay. Okay. Let's get rid of that layer. Yes. Get rid of that layer. I'm getting rid of the sketch layers because I don't need them anymore. All right. Now then. Yeah, that's it. That's what I want. Okay. Yeah, we'll give it that kind of Actually, this is similar to the color shirt that I actually really did get with the camp logo, so this works. I have the big thumbs up on the back of the t-shirt that I ordered, so it's actually just like this, except it's on the back and it's got the live stream logo on the front. Yeah, this works. I like it. And it goes with his hat, which is kind of nice. Oh, hey. Yeah. Good to see you on here. Welcome, welcome. No worries about being late. Alright. We're going to give him a... Because I don't want it to be too cheery, we're going to give him a brown, like, cuff and collar. Nah, I don't like that. Actually, it's like poop brown. It pulls from his hair, and I don't like that. Let's go with this blue and see if I can just augment it ever so slightly. Or make it just a dark green. Yeah, let's just go with dark green. There we go. That'll work. And I'm not worried about, like I said, going outside the lines. It's concept art. It can be a little bit rough. It's kind of almost expected. Besides, I'm going with a neutralized palette for the characters and colors anyway, so it's alright. Now I can either give him jean shorts, which is kind of not fashionable, or I can give him khakis for the cargo pants. I mean cargo shorts. I think I'll give him khakis. Yes. A little too green, though. There we go. That's better. Nice grain. I really like these newsprint brushes I got from Lost Bear. These things are awesome. Really, really fun to play with. Really good texture. There we go. I keep forgetting to bring it up in size for you guys a little bit because I know I'm on YouTube I'm on a wireframe, or I'm in a side of frame, so I want to make sure you guys can see it well. And there's my dog. Huh. Interesting. It's got a set opacity on the paint. Okay. It's too dark. That is not something I noticed on this brush before. Whoa, okay. Still playing a little bit with some of these. There we go. Sorry about that. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of experimentation to figure out where you're at. I don't use these brushes on my full-size, like, detailed paintings unless I'm doing a special effect. I use these for quick stuff like this. Also, if you're following my page on Facebook or Instagram, like my fan page on Facebook or Instagram, or if you're a friend of mine on MeWe, be on the lookout in the next day or two for the next McMorbidly. I got my most recent one done a couple days ago. The next one is the twins, Hatchet and Catchet. So definitely pay attention. They are easily the most visceral characters on there because I designed them so that their faces were ones that you would just want to punch really hard. So um, it's really funny too because by accident, and I swear to you, I did not intend on doing this. I actually modeled them after my after my junior high and high school bully. It was so subconscious, and I'm like, well, who is the most mischievous person I know that seemed to get away with everything, or even if when he got caught, he didn't care, and that would have been him. And I've even got friends from high school that have looked at it and said, "Oh my gosh, it's him." So it's kind of funny. I don't even know if he looks like that anymore or not, but I didn't mean to take revenge that way, but I hate bullies. I got no time for them. All they do is cause trouble and create havoc and hurt people. I like it. I think this works better. So we're going to take and do this to one or two of the other characters while we have time. Like I said, this is going to be a shorter session tonight, so yeah, it's about 25 minutes in. All right. Set him over here and let me see. Yeah, let me see Donna. All right. Good thing is I don't think I did color on her yet. If I did, I don't have it here, so we're gonna so this is what I did with Vinny. I also pulled just the torso out so I could edit that very easily. Sorry, I had a... Really? Okay. There it is. Okay, good grief. That was a lot more complicated than it should have been. Alright, so we're going to do the same thing we did to Vinny. We're going to do it to her. Just put her over here near him so I can use him as reference. I think I'm going to give her a violet eye color too. Something really fun, like she's wearing like those colored contact lenses because she wanted to have like fashionable eyes or something. That'd be great when I get to her for the color. I'm going to give her clothes color because I want to get that done, and we might actually just finish her out. So, all right, we're going to do a rough to make sure. She matches. There we go. Okay. I'll bring her. There we go. Okay. Same deal. She's going to be wearing the same shirt. I'm just going to change the color of it. Give it maybe a salmon color or something like that. I want it to be unique to her or unique to the girls, or her cabin, maybe. Again, got to make sure that line goes properly. And this is a good place for me to make a design change on her too. So give her shorts. I'm gonna give her shorts with a little stripe down the side, maybe. Like Umbros or something. Maybe she's got it's got those little ties like Umbros have. I'm going to take down the tall socks too. I think that's too much for like doing the shorts. Definitely makes them look more casual too, which is nice. There we go. Let me. My dog hears somebody outside. Okay. Now the design change I'm thinking, I want her to be taller than Vinny, of course, but I don't want her to lose her shape integrity. I also want her to be egg almost. So I made her a little bit too tall, I think, in my original conception of her. In my head, like, so let's do that. Let's bring her up like that. And she's not one-to-one with Vinny right now because he's actually shorter and smaller, so I know what I could do to her too. Those little, since this has got a little bit of an 80s kind of vibe going on, maybe give her some of those little poof balls that girls used to have off their socks. That's fun. That could be really fun. Okay. Yeah, that'll work. I like it. Okay. Let's do it. We are go for design change. Sorry, I'm just making sure it's big enough on the screen for you guys to see it clearly. A little divot in the line right there. I didn't mean to do that. I don't like the ties. Let's keep it simple. Remember, even telling something complicated in a kid's show needs to be told in the most simple way possible. Got to get it in the first 5 seconds. And if you didn't, you failed. And that's just a chance to learn. It's all failure ever is. And if you've not seen it like that, maybe you should, to be honest. Failure is not a thing to be afraid of. We've all failed. You can stay mad and stay upset. Just don't stay that way forever. Shake it off, get it out of your system. Fail better next time. Because no matter how good an idea you have is, it can be done better. It can always be done better. Always. But there is something about professionalism, especially when you're working for a client or something like that, where even if it's not good enough for you and you could just keep going at it and going at it, you have to be professional enough to say, okay, does this meet and exceed my client's requirements? And if so, submit it to them. You know, because give them the benefit of the doubt, because they might actually really love it. That's also why a lot of times when you'll submit ideas to clients, they'll pick the one that you hate the most, because they're looking for the one that speaks to them and fulfills the needs of what they want, not necessarily the one that you like the best. It's important to remember that. I mean, good grief, the number of times that I've had a client come back to me, oh, we really like this one, and it was the one that I absolutely detested. Very first picture book job I ever had that happen, and they made the right call. Honestly, after I went back and looked at the one that they picked after I got the book done, they made the right call, and I was wrong. Let me back off of her. Yeah, that works. I really like that, actually. Nailed it in one shot. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's frustrating. I mean, it's awesome, but I noodled it to death on Venny. That is just wrong. Doesn't look, the hand didn't look right though. Got that part right on him. That's fine. That'll work for what I'm trying to do. Okay, and we're going to add color to her. And we haven't done that to her yet, so yay. So we're doing a cleaned up version of her. Awesome. And I'll size it right when I'm done, so it'll be fun. Okay. All right, let's go with more of a salmon color, like I said, for her shirt. I think I'll go. Ooh. Make sure that, yeah, I just want to make sure the texture was there. Put it at a better angle for me to paint and get it all in one stroke before I start adding in shadow. I'll just do this and I'll erase what I don't need. Just make sure all those lines are filled in the way I want. Yeah, I'm gonna like this color on her. It's gonna be nice. Okay. Now I can just clean up the lines a little bit. Man, she got a big Jay Leno chin, doesn't she? I like it. She's all attitude. Nothing but sass. Except to her uncle. Her uncle's super sweet, and she doesn't ever want to like cross him because he's always been good to her. I envision her uncle having like a almost like the helpful attitude of like Donkey from Shrek. That's just kind of how his personality runs. He just wants to help no matter what, and he's like annoyingly helpful to the campers. That would be so great. You cut me deep there, man. You cut me deep. Yes. That'll work. Okay. I'm just indicating light and shadow too. This is by no means like perfect. I'm just trying to give a little bit of depth to the character and her garmentation. Yeah, okay. We'll just go with a deeper version of the color she's wearing, kind of like with his shirt, and just keep that as the way to do the cuffs. or we're going to keep the camp logo the same. I know that might look weird on the color, but that part I don't want to change. I want that to be universal. So I'm doing that first. Funny, that is the same color, but it looks so much more gray. That's an interesting thing about color theory, is that colors look different when they're placed next to other colors. That's how complements work. That's how tertiary colors work. If you're interested in that kind of stuff, I highly recommend looking at books on color theory. Stephen Quiller, who's a watercolorist, has a great book on it. I highly recommend picking that up if you're of a mind. I recommended it a few weeks ago to one of the viewers on here. Okay, way too bright. Let me do that again. Ah. There we go. That's better. Yeah, so that's going to be fun. I like that. I like the look of that. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to make her shorts just a bit darker than his. Maybe a little more brownish. Actually, you know what? I want color, so we're actually going to make her jeans. Like give her almost jeans or something like that. Just grayish blue. That'll work. Okay, yeah. Because she's African American, so she's going to have a mocha skin tone, so I got to be careful not to mess up the color of her clothes so that it accentuates the shade of her skin. You know, it's a minor thing, but it would bother me. Or if they're Umbros, I can always, you know, I could make them a little shiny or something if I wanted to. Worked. Okay. And I'm just picking colors for just fun colors for the pancake feet shoes. Oh, let me do this again. Give her kind of pink socks. That's fun. Because why not? I mean, really, why not? Okay. It's sufficiently muted. That's what I'm really looking for. Here's where we got to make a decision. All right. No. I got to give myself a lighter version of her skin color to move up and down on with the shade and the highlight. There's a number of ways to do shading and highlight on things like this. For me, I tend to do the mid-tone and work shadow and highlight back and forth without it getting too muddy. It's just practice. But some people will go from dark all the way to light. I saw the technique done in a couple of different ways when I was in art college. I'm the middle ground guy. I like doing the local color first. When local color in artist terms is the color of an object or the color of something before it's affected by highlight and shadow and colored light. It's just the natural color of something before any of that. Yeah, we'll probably end on her because she's going to take a little bit. I'll go ahead and do the other characters in new costume before we, off screen, just so I can have them all done. But you get the idea. This is what I needed to do for all of these characters, was give them a new look and make it its own thing. Still muted colors, still its own thing, but just get away from the costuming that I'd had them in. That costuming wasn't working. All right, we're going to go to a soft eraser for this part. Oh, except for the nose. Ah, crap. I didn't mean to do that. There we go. It's kind of a... I can get away with it more in Vinny because he's got lighter skin, but I have to be very careful with how I'm shading, because I don't want to accentuate the wrong things or things that go against what I'm trying to show. And I have noticed when you're drawing someone of color, depending on the shade of their skin, the paint, you're going to see more because of the highlight than you are because of the shadow. That's just the way natural light works. Stroke. There we go. No, not quite. There it is. Okay. Just looking for that one perfect stroke. This is very quick. I mean, just very, very quick. So blend. Keep the integrity of the watercolor a little bit, or the newsprint a little bit. And I might come back to her and do some cleanup on her areas that need fixing, things like that. All right, I'm gonna add another layer on top for the hair. Good thing about these layering with this brush is that you can do some really cool things with hair. You can get the shadow in perfect, right where you want it. And make that, give it that curly look. That looks so good on her right now. Man, she's styling, I'm telling you. And I will do the highlight on her face in just a second. I know I just talked about it, but I want to get the hair laid in before my hand cramps up. I've been painting all day on here on the McMorbiglies, trying to get them done. But the good thing is that warmed me up completely for this. Like, I'm just gliding through it. Don't worry about the little barrettes. I'm gonna take away from them in a sec. I'll add to them in a sec. Okay. Finish this off. Her hair is, it's kind of wild the way I'm drawing it, but it's fun and it's frizzy and it's got a lot of personality, which is what you want. And this brush is really great. There's a lot of brushes in here that are really great about like sensitivity for your tablet. Okay, let me go back to her skin color again and oops, fix that. Let me go up a bit. Maybe that's too much and too orange. Okay. And that is the wrong brush. There we go. Shrink that down a little bit. Go for just the brightest highlight. I haven't forgot her lips. I'm going to give her lipstick just because she's a fashionista and she'd be wearing it even though she's probably not allowed to at home. We'll give it just a little bit of a touch here and there for that grainy blend. I think I did that on the hair. Yeah, I did it on the hair layer. Oops. Okay. It's easy to fix. Actually, you know what? I'll just leave it because I'm going to drop the hair down anyway. There we go. Okay. Let's go to absolute white and just barely give her a little highlight for the shine. That gorgeous skin, that gorgeous shine on the skin. Now, in no way would she be animated like this. This is just a presenter. You know, she'd be a flat color. with a little bit of a line or something here and there for shade, depending on the style of animation used. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, now let me... You know what? Let's do it this way. Okay. There we go. No. There we go. That's better. For a kid, that was just way too bright. I'm sorry. That's just no. Something else bugs me about it. It's too pink. There we go. No, not pink enough. Let's find this happy balance. There we go. That's better. Took my pen off the screen. That's better. The too pink, it's insulting, and that's not the kind of show I'm doing. It's just really not. That's better. Okay. And we are going to give her magenta eyes. I like that idea. Just need to do a little bit of... Just like I did with Venny. Okay. It adds something to her that I really like. Yeah, there's just there's so much personality in that, you know. Just does enough to her character. For how many layers do I use for character? For this, I'm only using just a few. I would say that I do things in certain sections, like the hair would be on a layer, the skin would be on a layer, and then I use masking layers above that for the highlight and shadow, and then I'll drop it down. So I'm only working on one group of layers at a time, and then I'll drop it down, unless I've got some heavy editing to do, and then I'll play with it a bit more. But yeah, typically I don't have a set amount. The characters themselves dictate it a bit. But I would say no more. For this kind of character, honestly, no more than 5 or 6 groups of layers that then, you know, like I said, then I would knock down a little. Let's do this. There we go. Using that transparency color tool down here that basically turns your brush into a eraser, using that texture of the brush. It's really nice. I like it a lot. I really like that eye color on her. That just makes her pop. Yes. And then just the tiniest little shine on her eyes, just like I did with Vinny over here. Just a little touch of highlight to show the curve. Yeah, they give him a little bit of a glassy-eyed appearance, which is nice for what I'm trying to do. There we go. Okay. I can add a little bit more over here to take down that shade just a hair. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it'll work. Alright, now I just got to do the hat. Yeah, Banana Bower. That'll be a good stopping point. Like I said, all I need to do was a quick redesign of the base costuming tonight. And that's all I was focused on. I'm trying to keep it to one subject matter per session, and this subject was, simple. So I'll finish the hat, and then we will be done for the night. Just a really quick video tonight. Nothing too fancy. Just I'll probably go ahead and do the rest of that background, that nighttime garage background that I was working on for the airboat next week. So it was coming out really well, and I definitely want to get that done. And then we'll focus on the thing that I've been promising for the longest time, and that is the costume changes for Lurkin, the actual zombie, because like I said, every time he craves dessert, not brains, for those that don't know, and every time he eats a different dessert, his personality changes, because he got terminal brain freeze from expired ice cream. That's how he became a zombie. So he craves dessert. Real quick, get this on there. Oop, wrong color. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Now, also too, about those questions with the layering. Oh, I forgot to do the highlighter here. Let me fix that real quick. I group each group together, like if I'm doing just one big character and it's a full illustration of that one character, the skin and all the layers and everything go in one group if I need to work on them individually, and I'll do different groups for different sections. So that's a good way of fixing stuff, so it doesn't appear like you have a lot of layers, but you do. I also forgot to do a berets. Fix that. Those are going to be just simple colors. I'm not going to work too much on those. Bright colored baubles and stuff like that. Oh, I forgot to do the Bilber hat too. Man, I'm just forgetting all kinds of stuff. Rush, don't want to do that. Yeah, the eyes are... I kind of am going for the eyes being the brightest part of the characters, if I can help it. The zombie has purplish eyes, but they're more of a lavender. They're more of a neutralized lavender. I don't know. There's something about the eyes on these characters that speaks everything about the character. That's just kind of how I viewed it. I really like it. All right, so let's start working in these little berets and animals and like baubles that she has, tying her hair together. Let's don't worry too much about color. I'm just gonna throw stuff on. I just wanted to indicate what it is. Nothing too big a deal. Just working this really quickly. That way it keeps me from spending too much time overthinking the colors I'm using on these, because I don't want to care that much about this section. Honestly, I just want it to be there. She threw it together herself. You know, that kind of thing. I'm not even gonna worry about light and shadow on those as much. I'll put a little bit on there, but just a touch. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, that'll work. All right. All right, now I'll play with her size. Sorry about that. I just wanted to. Okay. And then I'll take Vinny and play with his size the right way. Yeah, that's about the right size ratio. He needs to be, the top of his head needs to be coming up right in line with the middle of her nose. That's about right. I want it. All right, so that's where we're going to end it tonight. I really, really like the t-shirts and the shorts. I think that works better for a camper kind of mentality rather than scouts, because I think it was a little too close to a scouting troop, and it's definitely too close to the other show that I saw. I'm not going to mention what it is. I don't want it to even come too much into my thoughts, because I don't want it to subconsciously influence what I'm drawing. So we're going to end it here tonight. Just a real quick redesign, real quick restudy of their clothing, and I think it worked out pretty well. I'm going to do that to all the other campers, and I think I'm really going to emphasize the director being wearing more like of a military admiral kind of costume, like he's an authority, or a lab coat or something. I don't think I pushed him far enough, so I like mostly where he's at, but I don't think I pushed him quite far enough. But anyway, I hope you guys had a good time tonight. Again, real quick video. Thank you for joining me so much. Be sure to check out my other videos on this channel. Subscribe to the channel if you can. Share the link with your friends to this video or any of the videos that have come before, just so I can get the word out, and you can, other people may be able to enjoy what I'm doing. And I will see you next Thursday at 8. Be sure and check my website for the store link, because there's going to be some new McMorblies and a new Monty the Unfortunate Octopus print and canvas up soon. And as always, I really appreciate it. You guys have been great. Join me next week, Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be here. Hope to see you here. Peace out. God bless.